As a feminist historian, I believe in finding the stories of women, of amplifying their voices, of supporting women throughout history, but every once in a while, some messy bitch shows up who frankly lets the entire side down, and all you can do is stand back and look at the wreckage and say, what did you do? What did you do? There are bodies everywhere. And one such woman is this person here, Marie-Madeleine de Brinvilliers. And let her story be a lesson to all educated women out there who think that they've got their shit together. Do not throw it all away for a handsome army captain who looks nice in tight trousers. Alright, so Marie-Madeleine is born in 1630 and she is born to a very wealthy, very influential French family. Her dad had all kinds of crazy connections at the French court. Very, very important man. And one of the things that he's going to definitely make sure is on the money is who his daughter marries. He gets the say in that, and this is the man that he chooses. The Marquise de Brinvilliers. They get married. Marie-Madeleine is 21 and he is not 21, but that didn't matter to the French aristocracy. In fact, as long as you were prepared to be discreet and keep it a bit quiet, everyone could have a piece on the side. And the two of them did. They had multiple affairs, and they also burned through money at an absolute rate of knots. In fact, it was the Marquis himself who introduced his wife to the very handsome and rather young Captain Sainte-Croix. And I don't have a painting of him. And do you know why I don't have a painting of him? Because he wasn't important enough to have his painting done. He was an army captain. He's an army grunt. Is it not a tale as old as time? A woman with everything going for her is going to throw it all away on a handsome face for a guy who doesn't have any career prospects. He doesn't own his own house. He probably doesn't even have a bed frame. Oh, but I love him. I love him so much. Oh, no. But that's what she does, and Marie-Madeleine is absolutely head over heels for this guy. Like, she cannot get enough of him. And you know what? The Marquis himself doesn't seem to give that much of a stuff. In fact, he's busy doing his own thing. But do you know who does care? It's her dad. He is absolutely raging. No one at the French court is going to accuse his daughter of being a slapper, so he has a word with the king and they finagle things together to get her new lover chucked in the Bastille for 2 months. I guess that the plan was that, 2 months would calm everything down and it would be a warning shot and then you could just, give your head a wobble and chill out, perhaps. But it doesn't have that effect at all. Not at all. They've been writing to each other the whole time, concocting schemes. Although when Captain Sainte-Croix got out of jail, it did look like he turned over a new leaf to begin with. He went off and he got married and he gave up his career. He said he was going to go and study alchemy, of all things. I didn't know that could be a career choice, but how wrong I was. But here's the thing about studying alchemy. It doesn't half put you in line with a lot of poisons. The two of them had actually been scheming and they had come up with a plan that they were going to poison her dad to punish them for trying to keep them apart. But remembering the old adage that failure to prepare means you must prepare to fail, they decided that they should experiment first, to get the dosage right. Not a problem, says Marie-Madeleine. Absolutely no problem at all. In fact, I have been volunteering at the local poor hospital near Notre Dame. I bet we could experiment on loads of people there and nobody would miss them. And that is what they do. Marie-Madeleine goes into the hospital and starts administering her poisons to the patients there. Wouldn't that be noticed? Well, no, probably not, because in the 17th century, in Paris in 17th century, people largely went to hospital to die. They didn't go there to get better. So who's going to miss a few more people dying from unknown causes? I mean, CSI was a long time off. But they finally get the dosage right, and they do murder her father. Hurrah, they both say. Marie-Madeleine comes into a nice inheritance, but she has brothers. Oh no, she has brothers. That means she has to share the inheritance. And then suddenly, she gets another idea. Hang on, why don't we just kill my brothers as well? And if we have time, perhaps we could kill my daughter and my sister's husband as well. She doesn't manage to kill those last three, but she does manage to kill her brothers by putting servants in their houses to administer the poisons. Well, so far so horribly efficient, so what went wrong? Captain Sainte-Croix died really suddenly. Nobody saw it coming. I don't think he was bumped off, but I mean, who the hell knows? And get this. How silly was this person? How mad would you be, right? He is really, really in debt. And so the bailiffs go round to take all of his worldly possessions, and they find a box. And this silly sod has kept all of their poisoning details in this box. He's kept the poisons there, he's kept instructions in there, he's kept the letters that him and Marie Madeleine were swapping between one another with instructions. And then here's the kicker. There's a note at the top of the box that says, if anyone finds this box, please return it to Madame de Brinvilliers immediately. I mean, what an absolute twerp. How mad would you be? So the authorities seize the box, and no, they do not return it to Marie Madeleine. In fact, they go and arrest her, but she's already legged it. So they arrest the servants instead, and they are tortured and executed horrendously, but they give her up pretty quickly. Not that it saved them, unfortunately. So she goes on the run for 2 years. She's in England, she's in Belgium, she's hiding out at nunneries at one point, but eventually the law catches up with her. She's dragged back to Paris and she's tortured horribly. They do this awful thing where they tie her down and force gallons of water down her throat. Why they needed to do this as well, I don't know, because she'd already confessed to everything. She's executed for her crimes in 1676, and she had her head cut off with an axe, and then they set her body on fire. But this case kicked off a huge amount of paranoia with the French authorities that everyone was poisoning everybody, and it led to this huge scandal called the Affair of the Poisons, where like 36 people were beheaded. It was absolutely bonkers. But that is the story of Madame de Brinvilliers, the woman who murdered God knows how many people, all so she could keep being railed by a handsome army captain. Was it worth it? Was it fun?